My name's Nathan Payne. Other than being a passenger, I've never ridden a motorcycle. I've pretty much avoided it up to this point in my life because I knew I wouldn't be a responsible rider. But I really want to ride because I want to ride with my father before he stops. Went over some of the basics, of course. Basically reviewing a lot of the material that we went through on the e-course. If you're going into something new like I am, you kind of want to have the basics down. There's always going to be some nerves, but I'll come here prepared and just kind of see what happens. A little bit of nerves, but you work through them. Basically, each stage of the process definitely teaches you what you kind of need to know for the next process. So as you go through, you learn the clutch work, you learn the brake work, and then start working on the corners. And a little bit of swerving today, and honestly, you have a little hiccup here and there, but you realize pretty quickly what you've done wrong in a sense, what you could do better, and just working through that. So just remembering each step, you're like, okay, this, and it just builds on itself. Here's where I'm at now, but by the end of it, I'll be at a different point. I don't know all the steps along the way, but just go through it. And it doesn't take 4 or 5 times before you start to feel comfortable. You're certainly not a professional, but you start to understand it better. Eric, the instructor, had us repeat one of the activities from Saturday, and it was one of the more technical ones, basically being inside of a narrow box and doing some figure eights essentially. And it was one of the areas that I had the most difficulty with, so starting the day off was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it got easier throughout the day. So pretty much going into the final evaluation, I knew that the area I'd have the most difficulty with turning from a stop. And I did. Basically through the evaluation, I got a few points off in that section of the testing, but otherwise did well. So right where I knew I was facing challenges is, where I got a few marks off, so it's just an area I'll have to keep working on. But I plan on doing that, if at all possible. For somebody who's never ridden a motorcycle before, I wouldn't really want to do it any other way. They say one of the requirements is you need to know how to ride a bicycle, and I definitely understand why. Trying to learn all the different controls at the same time as trying to learn balance on a 400 to 600 pound machine, that's a lot. So definitely having that under your belt is important. If riding is something that you want to do, this is a really good way to get the basics in and to feel more comfortable. Thanks to Wilkins for putting it all together, but this is definitely worth doing, so appreciate it.